Hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to Sea Goat Secrets. Okay, so Capricorn, this is your career reading. And your career is going through a lot of big changes for October, and it's very exciting because you guys have been waiting for so much, well, your career and finances, and it's exciting because you guys have been going through so much and you have been changing so much, having to, again, I kind of mentioned this in the other videos, feel a bit like a victim to divine timing, and now divine timing is coming into fruition, and it is for numerous reasons, and the number one reason is Venus is now exiting Leo. So with Venus exiting Leo, you are here with Venus in Virgo, and Venus in Virgo harmonizes with you very, very well, and it's all about giving and receiving. So you are now in a place where you are receiving a lot of the things that you have been desiring the most, and you are going to be given things based on the hard work that you've put in and your authentic talents, skills, and abilities, which is even better. So keep in mind that Venus in Leo was there to transform you, get you to continue to work better, work smarter, get more effective, more refined in terms of the work that it is that you did and how it is that you were showing up in the world. If you look back, I really want to emphasize you guys looking back at yourselves, looking back at your work, because I know it can feel very frustrating when you don't get what it is that you want, or you're waiting on what it is that you desire the most. Like very, how do you say, John, I am drawing a blank, John Mayer, there it is, waiting on the world to change. It can feel like that, right? And I just want you to look at your work. For those of you who own businesses, those of you who are entrepreneurs, those of you who have different various jobs, if you want to look at your finances, the kind of person that you are in terms of how you view yourself and your abundance now, you've changed a lot, and you've changed for the better. Okay, so I want you to look at that, pat yourself on the back. Don't necessarily look at the things that you are desiring and how it is that you don't have them or how you've been waiting on them, but look at the ways in which you've won in terms of how you've changed. It's your transformation that has been your biggest win. Okay, and now you're going to see the kind of wins that you as a Capricorn love the most, which are wins that show up in the physical, things that you can touch and feel, things that validate your changes and your hard work, which is even better. The Venus transit, as I said, is people giving to you, so contracts being given to you. If you're looking for any kind of, because Venus in Leo put emphasis on debts that you may have, issues that are going on with your finances, what you owe, don't owe, where you are dealing with pressure in terms of your financial health. So here we are with Venus in Virgo, so it's finally being able to get various amounts of assistance. It could be grants, it could be loans, kind of like what I was talking about during Leo Venus, things being even easier, things moving in a way that's much more fluid, people just wanting to give to you, clients wanting to work with you, and most importantly, a business partner. This is a great time to manifest an amazing business partner or various contracts that work in your favor in terms of what it is that you're doing in your career, which is even better. People are seeing you for who you are, they're seeing your talents, they're seeing your skills, they're seeing your abilities, and they want you. They want what it is that you have to offer, and they want to see you in a position where you're expanding and growing and shining your light, I guess, in that respect. They're seeing you clearly, which is great, because things have kind of felt a little bit muddy. It's felt as if though no matter how much hard work you put in or what it is that you were doing, you knew that you were great, or you knew that you believed in your skill, you knew that you believed in whatever narrative that you were putting out, but it felt as if though you were kind of invisible amongst the crowd, and that feeling of invisibility is fading, which is great, because that it's kind of like being a seed, right? And when you bury a seed, you need to give it some time to grow, and that's kind of how you need to look at what has gone on, right? It's like being buried in the rubble, but it was because you were being refined, it's because you were being changed, it's because you were growing, and now the work that you're able to do and what it is that you're able to show up as, or even just timing for some of you. It could have just literally been that certain things were not given to you because you just didn't have the time for them. Whereas now everything is in alignment for you to finally be able to show up in the ways that you want to the most, or align with the things you want to in terms of your career and your finances, which is great. Okay, so I'm kind of running into a bit of an issue with the light. The sun is going down, so maybe I'll get a little bit closer. So yeah, so a lot of ROI, so a lot of returns on your investments, things that you have invested in, companies, time, work, stocks, etc. You're getting those great returns. But mostly, as I said, they're coming through people in particular more than anything. And it's because people are seeing your value. Good energy for, oh, actually, I'll talk about the end of the month in a second. Remember that the solar eclipse is happening on the 14th of Libra. So this is huge for you guys because Libra is your 10th house. It is your career house, aka the Capricorn house. And the solar eclipse is on the 14th, and at that same time, the moon will be in Libra, the south node will be in Libra, Mercury will also be in Libra. How you walk, how you talk, how you shake, how you move, basically, is now in the center stage. So around that time is when you're going to start to see what it is that I'm saying in terms of people seeing you clearly without you needing to change very much yourself or trying to make them see you. It's as if the glass is going to become clear and you're going to be seen. But most importantly, what's happening with you in terms of your subconscious is you are a lot more serious about who it is that you are and how you show up in the world than you've ever been. Or I wouldn't say ever been, because you guys can be serious. I would say it's more like the seriousness coming from your confidence and not coming from wanting to be taken seriously, which we all know is the sea goat struggle, right? Wanting to be taken seriously because you don't want to be seen as weak or foolish or something like that. Now you're in a space where it's the kind of seriousness that doesn't come from being overly serious or melancholy or anything like that. No, you're serious in a sense of you believe in yourself and you believe in what it is that you can do, and in a light-hearted way you can now give it, you can show it, you can share it because you're very, very stationary in it. And during this 14th, yes, you're going to be going through a lot of things emotionally because you're going to battle between security, self-security, confidence, and a lack of confidence. So you know who it is that you want to be, you know how it is that you want to show up, you know what it is you want for your career, you're ready. It's a great time to take headshots as well. If you want to have photo shoots, definitely suggest it. You're feeling very powerful, you're feeling very confident in October, but you're also aware of the times that you didn't feel that way, and you're also aware of the people, places, and things that would oppose you being this confident, oppose you being this powerful, and feeling this aware of yourself and what it is that you want to do. Old co-workers coming up from the woodworks and seeing the work that you're doing now, and you know, the old bosses maybe, you know, kind of searching your LinkedIn, different things like that. But nonetheless, it is because you are making big splashes and you're seen very clearly, and you want to make sure that your image and the perspective that people have of you is not up for debate, and you are very serious about that. And that 14th time period, I just want you to understand that it is organic. So the way that people are seeing you, you don't have to really push that hard or try that hard to get them to understand. They're just going to understand, okay? So I just want you to focus on who it is that you want to be, what it is that you want to show, and making sure that it looks exactly how you want it to look. So you guys are going to be negotiating various contracts, again, business partnerships, working with other people, different things like that. So you're going to be aware of yourself, and you know what it is that you want, and you're not budging. But as I said, make sure that you're not overly aggressive because you don't have to prove as much as you're used to feeling like you have to prove. On the 8th through the 10th, there could be some opposition in terms of business partnerships or something going on at work with some kind of authority figure. This is before the 14th, but keep in mind the 8th through the 10th is kind of leading up to that time. You're going to be tested in terms of who it is that you are and the way in which you're opposing what an old authority figure or old industry or whatever it may be, their idea of what it is that you should do and who it is that you should be, because your confidence is increasing, because you are feeling unapologetic, you can run into some kind of opposition with someone trying to kind of like put you back in your place. You're going to handle it very well. Make sure that you soft river your way through it. No matter how the wind howls, make sure that the mountain does not bow. Stand stationary within yourself and the changes you want to make for yourself. Another big thing as well about the multiple Libra transits, it's easy for you to get the job, it's easy for you to get the contract, it's easy for you to get the clients. People are seeing you. So during that time period, make sure that you are dressed well, make sure that you are available, have everything together. Start your manifestations for what it is that you want the most pertaining to your career and your finances. It's mostly career. These obviously are going to affect your finances in a very positive way because you're being given a lot of things, right? So in the beginning of the month, here we are on October 1st, what I want you to do is start to write down the salary requirements that you have for yourself. Make sure that, especially if you work for yourself and you have your own business, make sure you're very secure on how much it is that you charge, what your contracts look like, different things like that to prepare for when these things start to come in. So you are pretty much building it before they come, right? Start that process now because you are going to get the return on your investment, even if it's felt like up until this point you have not been able to. Remember, as I was saying, the Venus transit, various transits where they're refining you, so you did what it is that you did better to now get to the point where you are now, where the returns are coming. So start to move like you've already got it, because when the time comes, you want to be sure that you know what you're talking about, you know what you're saying, how you're saying it, and how to show up when these things come into fruition. As I said, that's also a great time to take headshots. This month is a great time to do that. You're also aware of the differences of who you are at work versus who you have been, or who you are on a personal level. And it's creating a lot of kind of conversations, internal conversations about your authenticity. So for some of you, you're going to start to say to yourselves, okay, maybe I want to be more authentic at work. So I want to be kind of more of an influencer. I want to bring more of who I really am into my work environments. And for others of you, you want to say, I want to create more of a separation between who I am at work and who I am in my personal life, or I want my relationship to be separate from my work. It all depends on who it is that you are and what it is that works for you, but you are hyper aware of the way in which your private life and private relationships affect your work sector. It's a great time for innovative thinking, especially if you are on the side of people that want to bring more of your authenticity into your work life. You don't want to compromise anymore. You don't want to feel like I have to put on one face here and then put on another face there. It's more like I want to be 100% myself because I've gained so much new confidence. I know who I am. I like who I am. I want to take my hidden talents, skills, and abilities and make businesses out of them. I want to create contracts where people are enjoying who I am authentically and expanding on that. So these are big things happening with you. So you are aware, and on the shadow side, it's awareness of the times in which you felt like you couldn't be yourself. The times when you felt like your work compromised you so much that it may have caused you stress, strain, self-loathing, questioning your identity, things like that. So those memories are going to kind of be what is leading you to want to not compromise on that moving forward. Or if it's pertaining to your relationships and how your private life intersects too much with your career life, it's saying, well, I remember when my work life intersected way too much with my marriage, and I really don't want that to happen again. And so your decisions are going to be made around looking at the past and making sure you don't recreate those problems now in the future, which is great. On another note, if you are starting a business, this is a great time to have your authenticity make you money. You being who you truly are and who it is that you are down to your bare bones, working in an effective way in terms of how you're showing up in your career life. Sorry, hold on a sec. Yeah, how you can put more of your soul into your work as well. Pushing past your power, any kind of power struggles through that authenticity. So how is it that you can put more of your passion into the work that you create? Again, more authenticity, more depth, more emotion, more character, and then using that to push through any power struggle. So in the past where you might have compromised for a boss or compromised for the workplace environment to try to be the one in the room who's going to make it a little bit more silent, where everyone else can kind of get away with stuff. You're no longer in that space. You're moving through power struggles like water moving through a river. You're now saying, okay, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm going to deal with this, not deal with that. I know how to set boundaries, and I know where I'm beginning and where I'm ending, which is great. And that is coming from all of the newfound confidence that you have, and most importantly, this deep passion that is driving you to make sure that you show up in your career and in the world, in your status, the way that you deem fit, the way that you really and truly want to, in your truest form. Especially with the Venus transit, because Leo helped you refine yourself on a physical level, on an emotional level, on a creative level, and all of that is also adding to your career. So how do you want to dress? How do you want the world to see you? How do you want the world to know you as you are, and all the ways in which you won't compromise like the way you did before? It's full ownership of your identity, which is big for you, Seago, because you can be very complex, very complicated, a little mysterious, a lot of mysterious. It's a lot of the time people cannot really understand you, and you're no longer in a space where you want that to be the conversation anymore. You want to take full control and make it so that you dominate this narrative, and people are giving to you. You're having new authority, you're having new contracts, and you're in charge. Also, you're in a time where you're letting go of debts in the past, as I was saying, kind of like with the Venus and Leo, where it put emphasis on what your debts are, or the ways in which you are bounded or chained in terms of debts. You're putting them to rest now. You are no longer feeling the weight of the debts of the past, whether it's you just not focusing on them, finding a way to manage them better, or getting solutions to heal them or fix them. When it comes to the Mars in Scorpio, it's all about you receiving. So this is a big time for you to receive, because when Mars was in Libra, you were, again, it was your 10th house, you were refining, figuring out how it is that you wanted to show up in your career and how it is that you wanted to do your work. Now that Scorpio is moving into Mars, it's about you receiving from all of the work that you put in when Libra was in Mars. So receive, receive, receive these contracts, these connections, these finances, this newfound beginning. So open your hands, basically, because October is here, where people are giving to you in a way where you don't have to overdo it, because you've put in all the work up until this point. Pluto stations direct this month as well, so no more major oppositions happening in terms of the work that you're doing and how it's navigating and how it's happening. So there's a lot of fluidity and a lot of forward movement. And lastly, at the end of the month, with the Taurus transit happening in the lunar eclipse, it's you asking yourself about your security, how it is that you want to see your money show up for you, how can you make more money. You're spending this entire month refining your career, changing so many things, allowing so much change, that by the end of the month you're kind of compartmentalizing and seeing, okay, I'm making something here, I'm making this there. How can I make more moving forward? How can I be better with the work that it is that I'm doing now that all these changes have happened? Now that you've let go of what needed to be let go of and created what it is that needed to be created, you're moving into November. So basically you're ending the month now through that lunar eclipse, looking at your finances, looking at your values, looking at what would give you more pleasure and what would increase your direction in terms of your work and how you can make more. And it's leading you into November, where you're going to start new projects and kind of push the envelope in terms of the work that you're putting in. So that's it. We are going to get into the reading now. All right, Capricorn. So for the career, a lot of cards came out. More than I'm comfortable with, but let's do this, shall we? Basically, your career is looking very, very loud this month, which is good. You know, that kind of movement is saying a lot. A similar card that we just saw for your love reading as well. So it's nice to get double confirmation on what you desire is also desiring you. In terms of your subject, ooh, the Ace of Pentacles is a nice space to be in. And in terms of some clarity, stability. Actually, you know what? Let's do these this way so you guys can kind of read as I'm reading. Wow. Career is looking very, very pretty. Let me make sure you guys can see it. I have to say I'm a lot happier about this reading than I was with the love reading for October. Wow. All right, Capricorn. Well then, this is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so in terms of your subject, we've got the Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Swords. In terms of confirmation for that, we've got meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship, again, more clarity on the fact that you are going to be feeling very lighthearted, stability, security, growth, endurance, flexibility, keeping a positive mindset, manifesting exactly what you want, gratitude, bliss. And that is finishing off with healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic connections. In your shadow, we've got the Chariot in reverse. We've got the Magician in reverse. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in upright. And we've got the Six of Wands. And then for your healing point, we got Bastet of 174 hertz. So let's dive into this. I will start with your shadow and say that the biggest thing with you is you're very worried about your inability to, and this is again your perceived inability to succeed. I mean, you're very worried. We've got you're scared that you're not going to manifest what it is that you want. You're scared that you're not going to be able to triumph. You're scared that you're not going to find victory and that you won't feel stable on your own. So clearly, it shows that whatever it is that has been going on with your career and finances has been scaring you. It has been worrying you up until this point. Feelings of instability, of insecurity, again, not being able to stand on your own 2 feet by yourself, that basically this jump, you're not going to be able to land on your feet and find the victory that you desire the most because you can't get past whatever obstacles that you've been going through. That is what's going on in your subconscious. You're scared of all of the above, scared of not being able to create, scared of not being able to triumph, scared of not having victory, scared of not having stability. All of that is in your shadow space, but here we've got confirmation about the fact that what it is that you fear is no longer an issue, or what it is that you fear is up for contradiction, basically. Because your healing point is about letting go. The thing about this card that I love the most is it's about understanding that you've been too wound up and you need to release yourself. You need to calm down, basically. The things you're overthinking and you're so stressed out and you're so worried that it's what's standing in the way of what it is that you desire the most, which gives you confirmation that what it is that you fear is not something that you need to fear, because now you're in a space where your greatest fears will now simply, you're manifesting from your greatest fears in a sense of you will get all of these things that you're worried that you will not get. And that's here with the Ace of Pentacles. So in terms of giving some form of justification, well, the Ace of Pentacles is powerful, but it's also a clear indication that what it is that you're getting the most is new. That there are new beginnings here. So you could be in a space right now of scarcity, of feeling like you're in a hole in comparison, because this Ace of Pentacles is going to burst through, push through very strongly, and kind of push you through whatever clouds or blockages or dark spaces that you've been in, bringing this big form of light and one big fat pentacle in your face. But ultimately, you're coming from a darker place. So it could simply be, for some of you, it could be that you've been jobless for a period of time, and now here you are with a great new job. You're here with a fat new offer that is going to push you to where it is that you want to be, but you've been in a hole, right? So that's a part of where it is that these fears are coming about. Because when something is new and it's being brought to you when everything has been scarce, sometimes it can give you a bit of a feeling of worry, because timing is a conversation. It feels like you're kind of, I wouldn't say juggling, but it's kind of this feeling of timing being such a factor that it's like, can I do this? Can I achieve this? Can I get what it is that I desire? Yes, what it is that you want the most wants you. You're going to get what it is that you want the most. The ideas are also with you. You're defending to the end the worthwhile. So there's a lot of negotiation happening, a lot of conversations about what it is that you want the most, and whatever new contracts or new jobs or new offers that you're being given, new conversations that you're having around these things. It's not that you have to fight for what it is that you want, but you're defending, it's important to defend what it is that you desire the most. So what do you want to get paid? How do you want this role to look? And how is it that you want to sit in it? Your confidence is making it so that you can get what it is that you desire. You're not afraid to ask for it. Again, more confirmation on conversation, flexibility and growth. So you're bending and weaving in terms of, okay, I have these new offers, but I want them to be the way I want them to be. I need to make what it is that I need to make in order to make it so that I'm secure and I can afford my bills, or I can live the lifestyle that I desire the most, or I can show up in the world the way that I want to be. Keep a positive mindset, because you're getting what it is that you want, and you're healing from the past. You're healing from heartbreak. You're healing from woundedness. You're healing in terms of your career and what it is that did not work in the past. So it's all of these wonderful things, new beginnings, but you're negotiating through these new beginnings. You're defending what it is that you want to see, because you're understanding that all the ideas are with you, or you need to understand that all the ideas are with you, that it's okay to ask for what it is that you want, that you are talented and you are capable and you can get what it is that you desire the most, no matter how it looks or how it seems. There's a lot of positive movement here happening for you. There's a lot of endurance and new beginnings happening for you. Again, this is very light, very lighthearted, very happy, very triumphant, very, very beautiful. Yes, you're getting what it is that you desire, but don't be afraid to get exactly what it is that you want. So here's a new offer, but negotiate it, shape it, make it work for you and who you really are. Instead of saying, oh, I've been waiting for this, and now that I have it, I'm just going to accept it the way that it is, and I'm afraid of asking for more. At this time, everything is working in your favor. Don't be afraid to do that. So I'll read your advice for your healing point. We've got, you've been moving so fast for so long that you're not realizing how wound up you've become. Gently unwind now to drop into a deeper, slower healing rhythm, and you will restore your body, mind, and soul. Things which seem too difficult right now shall soon be manageable and often pleasurable to accomplish. Exactly. So the pain of the past is now of the past. You're healing, which is beautiful. You're healing your career and your finances. Take a deep breath, relax into this energy, allow things to be given to you, and don't be afraid to get exactly what it is that you desire. No one's going to take it from you. You're not going to be unstable. You're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. It's just taking time to develop, okay? Allow it to develop. Allow these new connections to work in your favor and get you to evolve. All right, so I love you. Ciao.